Today I'm going to show you how to start and set up your hallway. I've got my pencil sharpened and ready to go with an eraser, and I've got a straight edge that I'm going to use. You can use a ruler, a triangle, the edge of a book, any straight edge. I'm going to start by drawing a square in the middle of my paper, approximately the middle. It does not have to be perfectly the middle. If by any chance you have a square tracer, you can use it. Otherwise, you can use your ruler to go ahead and make a square. I'm going to start by drawing my square. And I'm going to draw lightly. If I was drawing for myself, I definitely would draw even lighter. But because I want you to see it, I'm drawing a little darker than I normally would. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a dot, or vanishing point, in the middle of the box. It doesn't have to be perfect, so you could eyeball it, but if you want it perfect, if you match up corner to corner on the box, and you don't have to draw an X through the whole box, because you know it's going to be generally in the middle, you can match it up and add your vanishing point. I'm going to go back and erase the extra lines. Okay, now what I want to do is I want to make the walls of the hallway or the room, whichever you're going to do. And to do that, what I need to do is I need to match the corner of this box up with the vanishing point. So one common mistake I have is if people just draw the corners of the paper to the corner of the box. And if you do that, that would be incorrect. So what you want to do is you want to match your ruler or your straight edge along the vanishing point and the corner of the box, and then straight off the paper. So there's one. You notice it doesn't go to the corner of the paper. It goes just off the page. So vanishing point, corner, off the edge. Vanishing point, corner, off the edge. And then vanishing point, corner, off the edge. And it might be almost to the corner at one point, but it doesn't necessarily need to be, nor will it be to all the corners. So now this is my hallway or room. I'm going to darken up this line as well. And I can turn this so it's vertical or horizontal, whichever works for you. I think I'm going to make mine this way. Okay, so now what we're going to do next, now that we've set up our room, is we're going to do the floor. Now I could draw a rug on this, I could do a checkerboard, I could do floorboards, but I'm going to show you floorboards, and by default, you'll see that you'll know how to do a checkerboard as well. So I'm measuring this, and it's 8 inches along the bottom. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make just a little tiny dot every inch. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on, just across. Okay, and I'm just going to leave that. It's a little wider there, but that's going to be okay. Okay, now I'm going to take my straight edge, and I want to match the points up with the vanishing point. But I don't want the floorboards to go all the way into the door. So even though I'm going to match my ruler up with the bottom point and the vanishing point, I'm only going to draw it to the base of the door. And these are all going to be slanted as I go through. And it's almost like you're pivoting your ruler or straight edge as you go. And for each one, I'm matching up the point with the vanishing point. So now I've got sort of a striped floor going back into space. Just like the floorboards or checkers would go, as they recede into space, they would become closer together. Now, if you were doing a checkerboard at this point, you would make your straight edge parallel, and then you just draw your line straight across, and you pull it out a little further each time. And if you want to see like an exact way to do your checkers so they match up the right size, I can show you how to do that. But I'm going to show you how to do floorboards now. Now, sometimes I like to use a triangle or a piece of paper, like the hard edge of a notebook is good, because I already know that this is 90 degrees. So if I match this up with the edge of my paper, I know that my line is going to be straight across. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start sort of closer. I'm just going to, instead of drawing across, I'm going to draw every other line. And I'm going to pull that out a little further the next time. And now, instead of drawing the same lines, I'm going to go with the opposite ones because the floorboards are offset. And I'm just going to continue this process of drawing every other line. Put this up here. And then I'm going to do one more, and I'm going to have the appearance of floorboards. I might have wanted to make them a little thinner. I could have done every ½ inch instead of every inch if I wanted to. Okay, but this is the basis for the floorboards. So later on, when you work on your sketch, if you want to add any details, you could color it in. You could add some shading, you could add some lines, you could add a wood grain. But now you should know how to set up your room and the floor. Now the doors, since they're straight on, and you see the doors just straight ahead, whatever you draw for the doors right now doesn't need to go back to the vanishing point. So the doors would be just straight on. So if you wanted to add windows in the doors or any details in the doors, you can just go ahead and, use templates, freehand. You can have, an octopus coming out of your window, shattered glass, any crazy things you want. So you can go ahead and add any details that you want to your doors as well. So now what you should do is either go back in and follow along these steps, or if you think you've got it, you can just go ahead. But you want to create the block, the square or rectangle to begin with, your vanishing point. You want to draw your lines from the corner off the edge, and then you want to create your floor, all going back to the vanishing